Morning, morning.
Good to be back. So busy. Roll the down. Straight in, straight on the camera. Good morning.
A spring in the step at the start of pre-season training. And one word on everyone's lips. Europe.
Timothy, right?
Having had just 5 weeks to reflect on the greatest season in Albion's history, the players were back in the building. The men's team preparing to play competitive continental football for the first time. To cope with the twin demands of the Premier League and Europa League, bolstering the squad was a top priority. Exciting attacker João Pedro, already acquired from Watford, would soon be joined by other fresh faces. Highly rated young goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen, German playmaker Mahmoud Dahoud, and the vastly experienced James Milner, reinforcing a midfield that had lost World Cup winner Alexis McAllister to Liverpool. New territory too for the pre-season tour, as Roberto De Zerbi's squad flew to the USA to be part of the Premier League's summer series. A chance to soak up the sporting culture stateside, take in some of the sights and begin to build match fitness in front of enthusiastic crowds.
Come on, Webby, let's go, let's go!
Fans in Philadelphia were treated to an entertaining 7-goal contest with Chelsea. Danny Welbeck giving Albion the edge, before Jan-Paul van Hecke's second-half dismissal tipped the balance towards Mauricio Pochettino's team.
Van Hecke ordered from the field a red card.
Against 10 men, the Blues established a 4-1 lead, but still struggled to see the job through, forced to fret by Pedro's penalty and Dennis Undav's smart finish. Albion couldn't quite complete the comeback. Back home, changes were afoot among the club's South American contingent. Brazilian defender Igor Julio joined from Fiorentina, but Ecuador's Jeremy Sarmiento swapped one Albion for another, off to West Brom on a season-long loan.
It's enough, it's enough, it's enough. It was a little wobbler.
Ahead of the next summer series fixture, the players tried football American style on a visit to the New York Jets. Then at the home of the Atlanta Falcons, Simon Adingra scored twice against Brentford, helped by Jason Steele channeling his inner quarterback.
Long off the boot of Steele. Spots a nice run from Adingra and finds him in stride. Adingra takes it early and finishes beautifully.
Albion continued to launch things. A community pitch next in New Jersey, where Governor Phil Murphy met the two bosses about to go head-to-head. Advantage De Zerbi for most of the final tour game against Newcastle, thanks to Welbeck. But late on, Eddie Howe's side struck twice to take the shine off an otherwise impressive team performance. As the squad landed back in the UK, Undav landed in Germany, joining Stuttgart on loan, seeking more regular first-team opportunities. Robert Sanchez moved too. His was a permanent transfer to Chelsea. With the new season just around the corner, a chance finally to honour the heroes of the previous campaign. Moises Caicedo scooped the main prize of a delayed 2022-23 Players' Awards, where De Zerbi, as always, was looking ahead.
It was an incredible season, historical season, but it finished now, and we have to forget. We have to start another great season.
A visit from Rayo Vallecano rounded off the pre-season action. The first chance at the Amex to watch the new players. Another Pedro penalty secured a 1-1 draw. With the action about to get serious in a matter of days, the Premier League officially launched the new season in Brighton, where one club was about to complete an incredible journey. Luton Town, playing non-league football just 9 years earlier, returned to the highest level at the Amex, the Hatters' first top-flight fixture since 1992. A touching story, but De Zerbi's men weren't in a sentimental mood.
Mitoma's cross. March! 1-0! Dunk. Mitoma. Oh, what feet to get himself away from Doughty. Here's Pedro. Pedro goes down under the challenge from Lockyer. Penalty given. Smartly done from Pedro. He beats Kaminski for a debut goal, and Albion have a 2-goal cushion, and the penalty has been given. Morris rolls it in. Estepinian onto his left. Estepinian, Kaminski is stretched but makes the stop. And Adingra, 3-1. Oh, what an error from Mpanzu to gift the ball to Adingra. That's to Pignan, galloping clear. He's got players to aim for in the middle. Across it goes. It's 4-1. Ferguson converts, and Albion lead Luton by 4-1 to make it a very happy opening day to the season indeed.
I want they push every game to score more goals, to press 90 minutes. But if I have to say that the first game in Premier League, I am really happy.
Good start. Good start.
In the wake of that resounding success, a transfer saga was resolved. Liverpool and Chelsea both had bids accepted for Moises Caicedo, who chose to continue his career at Stamford Bridge. Amid the whirlwind of potentially distracting publicity, Albion's head coach had quickly moved on.
I've already forgotten Moise. I think the big club can buy the players, but they can't buy our soul and our spirit.
Albion set about proving their prospects were undiminished with another big win. As flying starts to the season go, 2 4-1s was an offer not to be refused.
Mitoma definitely fancies himself against Semedo, and why wouldn't you? Because he's away from 2, and Mitoma breezing past. What a run! What a goal from Mitoma! What a player! What a goal! Silva is onside and galloping through. Jason Steele is there, and he makes a really important save with his legs. But Aït-Nouri goes through, and Aït-Nouri over the bar. Huge chance for the Wolves left back. And that is a delightful ball to Welbeck, and he forces a save from Sarr. Falls for Mitoma, cuts it back. Estupinian, clinical. What a start to the second half. Zerbi loves it. And Cisso's onside, and then Cisso has acres of space, only March to aim for in the middle. Oh, but he finds it superbly! Albion showing why it's called the beautiful game. And Cisso across goal, March again! 4-0! What is happening at Molineux? Brighton tearing Wolves apart. What a team they are. And that is it, 4-1. And Nunes is going to get sent off here, surely. So stupid, so unnecessary. And there is the final whistle as starts to the season go for Brighton. It just doesn't get any better.
I really delight for the result, for the performance. I think we played very well until 4-0. And then we could play better. We could improve in mentality, but we will reach this point for sure.
Julio Enciso's scintillating display was followed by a savage blow. A knee injury would sideline the Paraguayan for the foreseeable future. Acknowledging the past, the club announced the naming of a community pitch after Falmer for All campaigner and lifelong Albion fan Paul Welch, who passed away in 2017. Next up at the Amex, one of Brighton's favourite opponents, West Ham. In 12 Premier League meetings, Albion had never lost. This was unlucky 13. De Zerbi's side dominated, but trailed at the break and got caught by 2 sucker punches in the second half.
Antonio with the swivel, Antonio! 3-0 to West Ham!
A late surge turned out to be fruitless. Some contentious decisions and a goalkeeper who was proving to be a real pain in the areola meant Pascal Gross's goal ultimately had little impact on the afternoon, though it did make him the club's all-time leading Premier League scorer.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me today, to be fair. I wanna win the games, but it doesn't bother me today.
Roberto, a difficult evening for you. How do you explain that scoreline?
We were unlucky. I'm really disappointed for the result. I think we didn't play bad, and it's difficult to attack one team when they stay in 20 meters, no?
Off the field, it was a hectic time with the transfer deadline looming and Carlos Baleba coming in from Lille. Albion's dignitaries crossed the channel in the other direction, on hand for an historic moment, the Europa League draw.
Brighton. And now it's Brighton
AEK Athens and two former European champions, Marseille and Ajax, joined the Seagulls in a tantalising Group B. There was barely time to soak up that excitement before huge news was confirmed. Barcelona's Ansu Fati would be on board for the journey, joining on a season-long loan.
We are very pleased. It's a big player. If you work with this talent, you have much responsibility because it's a football heritage.
The two new arrivals were introduced to a joyous Amex crowd, as one of only 5 clubs to finish above the Albion last season arrived on the south coast. Eddie Howe's Newcastle had just lost to Manchester City and Liverpool and found De Zerbi's side equally formidable.
Goal, and he's pumped it straight to Estepinian. Big chance this for Brighton. Mitoma down the line. Mitoma is well saved by Pope. Comes out to Gilmore. Deflection, and Ferguson rams in the rebound. Albion lead. Evan Ferguson again. Great prod through to Ferguson, who turns and shapes for goal. And Ferguson! Evan Ferguson, 18 years old, and the world at his feet. What a player. What an extraordinary finish. Now Mitoma. Ferguson collects and lines one up, and it's gone in. Hat-trick for Ferguson. Big deflection on that one. Absolute star boy, Evan Ferguson. Oh, Van Hecke can't get to it, and the clean sheet is gone. There's the final whistle. Brilliant. Brighton blow Newcastle away. It ends at a jubilant Amex. Albion 3, Newcastle 1.
Yeah, it's a good day. Good day. I think the first one, I think it's sort of a striker's thing. You have to be ready. Second one, what was the second one? The third one, yeah, it was good just to get it in off the mark, and people are going to say it's a deflection, but we're going to count it.
Some fine finishing from Ireland's rising star, becoming a habit for Albion, with the quality of the attacking play capturing the imagination nationwide. Kaoru Mitoma's sensational solo effort at Wolves scooped the Premier League's Goal of the Month award for August.
What a goal from Mitoma! The dancing feet of Kaoru Mitoma does the damage.
To Old Trafford next, a theatre of dreams for Albion at the start of last season. Roberto De Zerbi wanted more of the same from his first visit.
Options in the middle, good looking cross as well. Welbeck's there, and Welbeck scores. Incredible, out of absolutely nothing. Rashford has looked the man most likely for Manchester United. Great cut back, and Hoyland pokes it into the corner, but it's disallowed. A reprieve for the Albion. Lamptey. Oh, and he's found Gross, who makes space! What a finish from Gross! He loves a goal against United, and he's got another one here to double Albion's lead. On the left-hand side, look at the space again as Lamptey drives into the area. He's got so many to pick out. Pedro's there! Perfection from Pedro! A sublime finish from the substitute. The Albion lead 3-0 at Old Trafford. Mejbri, chance for him perhaps to strike one. Oh, that's a fabulous goal. It means the world to him. That's the final whistle, and it's another magnificent away day for the Seagulls, and it ends Manchester United 1, Albion 3.
I feel I know I'm very lucky to be this coach for this team, and you know, it's like a dream, no? Because today I'm enjoying a lot.
What a way for the Italian to celebrate his first anniversary in charge of the club, and a shot in the arm for the Seagulls ahead of a night guaranteed to be historic.
Come on, Albion!
Albion's inaugural appearance in European competition. The city was awash with blue and white, landmarks lit in Albion's colours, for a momentous occasion against Greek champions AEK Athens. Disappointingly, Duncan Ferguson missed out through injury and illness, That news and an incessant downpour did nothing to dampen the fans' enthusiasm. An air of expectation that was punctured by the Greeks' early goal. Djibril Sidibe's header a stunner.
To the edge, unmarked! What a header! AK Athens have the lead.
João Pedro offered some inspiration. VAR involved as he won and scored a penalty.
Pedro steps up and slides it in. Albion's first ever goal in Europe, scored by João Pedro.
Only for Ike to strike again and take a 2-1 lead to the dressing room. Same story in the second half. VAR's intervention offered up another penalty for Pedro. 2 in the same game, not easy, but you'd never have known.
Stuttered run up. Pedro, perfect from the spot again. Albion level for a second time.
The Brazilian very much in the mood. Zizan Stankovic denied him a hat-trick before a teammate landed the sucker punch. Ezequiel Ponce fortunate with the ricochet off Jason Steele. Simon Adingra so nearly salvaged a draw, but that save secured Ike's success and put them top of Europa League Group B.
But every day we can learn. The most important is to understand the mistakes, but to keep the confidence.
No time to dwell on that defeat. 3 days later, Bournemouth were in town, and De Zerbi had more decisions to make, juggling his resources amid a hectic fixture list. Perhaps the reshuffle explained an unusually disjointed first-half display, hesitancy exploited by the Cherries.
Oh, it was a horrible error, and Dominic Solanke lifts Bournemouth into the lead.
Albion levelled in fortuitous fashion. Billy Gilmore's cross flicked into his own net by Milos Kerkez.
Calamity for the Bournemouth defence.
Before De Zerbi sent on Ansu Fati and Kaoru Mitoma at the break, intent on making a difference. They certainly did that, as Bournemouth were sliced apart in just 15 seconds.
Fati, oh what a start to the second this could be. Mitoma! Outstanding! Talk about an impact off the bench.
And more to come from Mitoma, making sure of the victory with his second of the game.
Who's there? That man again. Kaoru Mitoma gives Albion the 2-goal cushion they crave.
I try to do the best to help the team, and we have a big squad, and we trust each other, and it's from now we have a lot of games, so we have to let it to next game. So yeah, I'm very happy.
If you wanna reach the new target, we have to play well, but we can't forget the character, the attitude, the behavior, the passion, and for it we won, we deserve to win.
Roberto De Zerbi celebrates a year in charge with another win and yet another record. It's the first time the Albion have won 5 of their opening 6 top-flight matches.